The plan was to go over the villages with the cafe, and this is now what happens. In the beginning we thought, okay, we need 1 week or 2 weeks to build 7 tachtoi, and then we realize over 2 projects for tachtoi, and it's enough. It works very well. We have a lot of interactions with the local people, especially with the young people, with children. I don't think so that we have so much contact with children, but they like our cafe, they sleep in cafe, they paint in cafe and whatever. And one little boy, for instance, I listened to them, and one little boy told the girls, I like so much cappuccino, but they don't give it to me because I'm too small. And he was really angry.
So, from where comes the idea to make the tachtis?
It comes from my former travel through Uzbekistan, and because a lot of Chaykhanas there, little cafe. It's not a cafe, it's a chaykhana. You can drink tea there under the sky, under the trees, on these tahtas. And I like this atmosphere very much.
Because it is not so common here, why I ask.
Here it's not, and this was a special idea to bring from another culture, from the southern culture, this culture of tahta and this to Siberia. It was from the beginning on that the cafe should have a future, and one idea is to travel also with the cafe through other countries. And the other idea is, the other line is that the local youth workers can use the hardware of the cafe to finance little youth projects, or to do also, like we do, a project without taking money, Projektpartner cafe, but also they can go somewhere in cities or to festivals and work there with the cafe for 2 weeks or for a weekend to finance their projects.
Тогда взялась мышка за жучку, жучка за внучку, внучка за бабку, бабка за детку, деда. И давай тянут, потянут, еще тянут, потянут. Мышки-то вытянули.
Over this media we have theater, music, and do something together in the cafe. They find very easy to each other. It's not a big problem. I think it's harder if you talk too much, or if you have only talking exchange. But to do something together and have the music together, then it's easier. This is what I see now in this. This was also 1 year ago. It was a recommendation of some young people to have more music in the projects, and I take it for serious. And a lot of people in the villages also come to me and ask me, why can you do Projektpartner Café? Yes, they like this idea very much, especially the children. That's the reason that we have so much youth and children in the cafe, that it costs no money to buy a cafe. Or I also was surprised about this. It's only when I think about this, then I become clear, okay, if you want to make it as a non-profit cafe, it costs not so much money, but you need a little amount of money to realize this. And therefore it's very necessary and very important to say thank you to our funders. They make this idea possible.
Мы можем тебя подключить, кстати. Отдельно. Не надо. Я не слышу.
Not really was sure how it will end up. I saw there is a plan, there is a way how things could be done. But I also know it really depends on a big chunk on the people who are taking part in it. So I would say on a certain point for me it fulfills what I thought what will come, because we did this with a cafe, and basically to see that become life, like the cafe idea, like with the moving furniture and with people making coffee and exchange, and to see that alive was really a pleasure for me. Really a pleasure, like seeing that it works. And in this case, the team was working quite good together, because there's a lot of people experienced with coffee drinking and making coffee. So this worked, and also with a like, in my personal understanding, I met a lot of people. I talked with a lot of people here again, and I could hook on friendships I already have. I would say this changed a lot for me. The project, or let's say not the project alone, let's say the time in Sibiria I had now, the 4 weeks I was here. Because there was a lot of stuff personally on the side what I had to handle, or what I was confronted with. Then there was a project where I learned a lot about this topic of leading, of team building, of being angry, of taking yourself back or take something easy. So I think next time it will be absolutely different.
Невеликий пейс, да?
Другой репетиция. Да, с Русланом. Да, с Русланом.
If you have the possibility to do that and to make the journey once to Siberia, you should do that, because it's all time better to experience by yourself how people are and how the world is, instead of just listening to people who tell you that it is so or it is so. And I think for a young person, it's really important to travel, and this is a great possibility to travel here and in a project like this.